Okay, right, this video then is going to have a look at being able to draw in perspective, and most notably 2-point perspective. Okay, so you've seen some of the sheets already, and what we're going to have a look at doing is trying to draw this kind of without the use of the sheet. Okay, so 2-point perspective then obviously differs from isometric, and it's a kind of a more realistic viewpoint. So the first thing to do is to put yourself to vanishing points. Now you may have already done this in art and know the basics of it. So the next part, after you've got these 2 vanishing points, is to draw your corner of an object. Okay, so if we were to draw something like this kind of Staples box, okay, so we're having a go at drawing this corner first of all. Then all of the other lines go off towards these vanishing points. So lightly in pencil, not using a ruler, they go off to the vanishing points. Okay, if you can see that on the screen. The other parts of the box, so what I've done so far is I've drawn this part here, this line, and the same on the other side. Now we're going to have a go at drawing this line, and this stays vertical. Okay, there is one called Threepoint, which we won't look at, where it goes off to yet another vanishing point, but for this one they'll remain vertical. The top of the box will then go off to that vanishing point. Now I've drawn this pretty much in line with the vanishing point, so the top is going to look kind of odd. We'll draw some more at the top and the bottom in a second to show you. So if we went over that dark, it forms a shape, looks a little like so. If we were to do one above the vanishing point, if we move it over to one side, again we're going to do the vertical line. All the other lines go towards this vanishing point, and then one down here, vertical line, vertical line. The line's a little bit darker so you can see, and then again with the top, it goes off to the vertical line there, sorry, vanishing point there, off to the vanishing point there. So then we have a shape that looks like so, which is like looking at it sort of floating in the air. Okay, and the same will be for the bottom. So that's like so, and I'd certainly recommend having a go at just kind of sketching things. Okay, sketching squares to begin with. If we had a hole in here, the hole would be the same. Don't go parallel to that line. You need to have a go at, so that doesn't go off very well to the vanishing point, but have a go at going to the vanishing point all the time. Okay, so these lines are going to look kind of slightly different. Now if that's a hole, we're missing one line on there, okay, to make it look like you can see in the side of it, which would be like so. Now some shapes tend to look a little bit strange in perspective. So for instance, that one looks a little bit odd because it's so close to that vanishing point, doesn't kind of stretch. That's meant to look like a point on the end, but again, due to the kind of the angle that's been chosen, it looks a little bit strange. Okay, so we'll have a go at doing a circle. Okay, so the circles are in a similar kind of thing. If we were to draw a circle in real life or in 2D, if we draw around this lens cap quickly, circles will fit inside a square, and the way that they fit inside a square is it hits the center part of each line on the square, okay, and it will touch it. Poorly drawn square, poorly drawn circle, but you get the idea. If we were to draw that in perspective, so for instance if I flick my page over, and again I put 2 vanishing points in, put them quite high up this time, okay. Always form a square. Okay, so if we're going to form a circle, we're going to do a square on top here, and the same rules apply. So I'm going to use the center part of that line. The center part is about there, center part about there, and the center part about there. And what we're now going to do is we're going to join them up. With a smooth line like so. Vertical lines down at the bottom, and then you're doing the same thing here. Okay, so if it's lightly done, it would kind of go around like so. On this one, we get something like that. Okay, have a go either drawing the shapes that you've seen on the sheet using your 2 vanishing points. You can see the little crosses there and there on your sheet, or have a go at drawing some objects. Keep them fairly square and simple for the time being. Boxes, erasers, mobile phones and things. Have a go at doing that in 2-point perspective.